Hi, welcome to Jadekine Gaming. My name is Adam. I am here with Nick, Austin, and Bob, and Ryan. This is Ryan. We have a bigger table now, so new campaign, Session 0 for the Underland Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition campaign. We now get to have Ryan back. Ryan has played about since we've been playing D&D at least, when I started filming the filmed games, I haven't been able to fit as many people around because you take a spot at the table with the camera. So you took his spot. We have a bigger table. He's been invited back. Welcome back, Ryan. And what we're doing today is I'm going to introduce the campaign, and then I'll have them each in turn make their characters. If you just want to start with the game as a whole, you can just wait a week or two or whatever, and just go ahead with Session 1. If you want, you can watch just the introduction for the campaign, which they will all have, and then skip individual characters, because I'm requesting that even if this goes up while the campaign is still ongoing, that you do not watch others create characters. I invite you to have secrets about your character that others don't know and can be revealed throughout play. If you don't want to, you don't have to, obviously, but
I am morally opposed to secrets.
Secrets are no fun. Secret hurt someone.
Unless you are a part of one. You clearly were never 7. You skipped 7. You skipped.
No, I did kindergarten twice, but I didn't skip 7.
I think the only time we had a secret is when our captain turned out to be a money embezzling jerk.
My secret was I was waiting for them to kill me.
Our secret was that we're going to kill him.
We agreed that this was the best course of action.
You know, things happen. Anyways, as a basic introduction to the campaign, our upcoming campaign will take place primarily underground, or at least that is my intent from the start.
There's something underground. No, let's go that way.
No!
Finally, the Spelljammer campaign we've always wanted.
No! Sorry, it's within reach. You will begin in a small town, surrounded by wilderness, a small point of safety, with danger in any direction if you venture too far from home. A month or so before the game gets going, a sinkhole opened up in town that led to some previously unknown cavern below. A few of the braver citizens from your town, not you guys, set out to explore.
So this is our hometown?
Yeah, you're coming from home. Basically, you have, it's like a point of light setting, you have little interaction with any other towns. You have your town, there's a small civilization of gypsies that live pretty nearby. Otherwise, you are risking life and limb to venture far enough away to meet another civilization.
So we're not allowed to go anywhere but down the hole, is what I'm hearing.
You know, whatever. So a few of the braver citizens set out to explore, and at the start of the game, we'll have just returned, reporting that there is more beyond what they can get to, but bringing wealth and items of magic, which seem far more precious, seeing as you're living in a town where the lowly cleric of Palor is the most powerful magic user you've known. He is level 2.
How do wizards exist? Wizards have to be taught.
Mm-hmm.
We're in a tiny town with the most powerful magic person being a level 2 cleric.
If any of you are a wizard, you are probably someone who has been taught by reading books and texts that have managed to come in through some of the braver traders that have come through and are figuring out itself. You will be level 1, making you therefore less powerful than the level 2 cleric of Palor. And therefore, that will be the way that will be known. There are no other wizards in the town unless one of you chooses to be one.
The guards are probably beefy as heck, though.
Yeah, self-taught wizards. Most dangerous kind of wizards. Practically sorcerers.
These
Did you figure out magic?
brave people of return report that there are things living down there. Some seeming to be intelligent, others truly monstrous. Knowing this, the characters that you create must willingly choose to enter the cavern, intent on exploring beyond what the previous explorers reached, whether to meet intelligent life down there or plunder the cavern for magic. And you must be willing to work alongside others to do so. Whether because you form deep friendships with them or because you think you can use them to your advantage or whatever, you have to be willing to go down in the cavern and you have to be willing to work with each other. That's a requirement for your characters. The adventure will have you exploring caverns so large you might as well be in an outdoor wilderness, or small and twisting like dungeons. You will meet creatures you can slay with reckless abandon, and others that could do the same to you. You will make choices and alliances with various factions within the underground society. The generation of stats, which I can repeat as you are each making your characters, will be that you will roll between 1 and 3 sets of 46, dropping the lowest 6 times, choosing whether or not to roll a next set after you've seen each. The boon for generating less stat blocks is that it determines the value of your 7th stat. We will be using the luck stat, as I used in my previous campaign, and Ryan has had a campaign that I didn't film that I used that in the game where I explored it.
At least I can have one high stat.
Yeah. If you roll only 1 set, you get a 16 for that. If you roll 2 sets, it's a 13, and 3 sets gives you a 10. If it is important for you to roll all of the stats that you have, you may roll 3d6 for your 7th stat as long as you don't take a 3rd stat. That is statistically worse than even the 13, but it will be a stat that you roll and could potentially be better.
A lot of glancing my way.
I have found out things about you as we've played games, and I like to make you happy, and I've found out that I have to set it out as an option for everyone from the start, or it doesn't make you happy even when I make that.
I'm relatively unhappy that I've been singled out thus.
You're never happy!
I am a misanthrope. You should have learned this by now.
I don't think that'd be appropriate. I think just contrarian or something.
I don't agree.
For character creation, you may use content from the player's handbook. You may use content from Volo's Guide to Monsters, and you may use content from Xanathar's Guide to Everything. Additionally, one of you may be one of the Underdark races, choosing Dark Elves, Grey Dwarves, or Deep Gnomes. 2 of those are in Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide. And with the races in Volo's Guide, no more than one of you may be one of the monstrous races. If you plan to multi-class,
Yes.
please bring it up when creating your character, as some of the classes would require a setup that won't be available once you are underground, and would need to be worked into your backstory.
For example?
Becoming a wizard after the game starts might be a bit...
Yeah, things like that where you would have basically things where you would need to have been working on this for a while, even if you don't have level 1 in it, basically working it into your backstory that you've already begun the practices for a lot of these magic things.
Yeah, if it's Druid or something like that, and say Wizard be easier, I think.
Yeah.
Find a magic book.
Bard, not the easiest to pick up.
No, there's nothing like the darkness that makes you want to shred.
Whereas some of them are easier to join in. If you like a magic that's like a warlock, depending on what you want your patron to be, I can work that in underground with no problem. You could beat them face to face.
Hey, how you doing?
Can I have power?
Sure.
That's what I'm here for.
Strike a
Just
deal.
handing out power.
What are you buying? What are you selling?
So yeah, some of those you need to work in your backstory. Deities will be from the D&D Pantheon from the 3rd edition Deities and Demigods book. For you, in the audience, this was traditionally where the Pantheon I used for all of my games for years until I started the habit of making my own Pantheon on every game. So that is a bit of a return to form for me, and I'm excited for it.
Can we choose to worship one of the pantheons from the old games?
Which old game?
Just all fathers.
No, Tribute Best, Force Walker, Texas Ranger.
No. We are using the D&D Pantheon from Deities and Demigods.
Oh, that's right, man. 5th edition, it made all sorts of weird gods.
Yeah.
Well, Raven Queen? No,
Technically,
that's
she's not a god, and she does have a role in this campaign.
Okay.
But she's not actually a god. Since there are some options that are only available to one person, everyone roll a d20.
What's my bonus to initiative? 9.
Natural 1.
9.
You got another one?
Yeah.
18.
That's what you get
18.
using Vic's dice.
Okay, so you
I'm
both
gonna
rolled
have to-
18s?
No, I'm pretty sure
Roll
Vic
off
has
to
a
figure
higher
out
initiative.
who... 15.
3.
Ah, there's your dice.
There you go. I didn't know it was mine for that first time.
And there you've gotten out all of the good rolls before even creating a character.
Oh, yeah.
So, Nick will create your character first. Then Austin. Then Bob. Then Ryan. So, we will now move on to that.
Slam cut.
No. Star Wipe.
Oh, Star Wipe would be way
not
better.
a chance!
Come on, Star Wipe.
It just switches over to apple toast.
Okay, that's it. Every time there's going to be a cut, I encourage everyone to say Star Wipe.
Hello, Nick. Oh. Are you ready to make a character?
Yeah.
Do you have a idea already in mind? Or you wait until you see your stats?
No, idea already in mind. Basically, I just need the stats.
Okay, so we're gonna do that. They would not be very happy if you used any of their dice. Alright.
Guys.
Okay, do you want to do... Do you not want 4 d6s? Because 4 d6s sounds like it would make things a lot easier. And I have enough sets that I have. There we go. Now pull out...
Very blue and teal for your sets.
I also have a green one.
Mm.
Yeah, so you want to just, I guess, then start with generating your stats.
Sure.
14, 10,
14.
C,
15.
7.
14. And it's 16.
Well, are you
No.
sticking with that?
No.
Well, then it's not a 16.
Well, that's what the extra number would be in that set.
But no, now that you take the second one, you could still come back to this, but it would go down to a 13.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
15.
8. 14. Yep.
13.
17. 7. 9. Okay. 10.
I'd love luck being 1, so. Or minus 1 last.
Yeah.
13.
12. 11.
15.
12.
15.
15. And then, so you have your option between your 3 sets, and all of them have a 10 at the bottom.
Mm-hmm. I'm going with the one without negatives.
No dump stat? How was that any fun? Do what you want, man. Because there is a 17 on the other one.
Yeah. And besides that 8, those are actually pretty good. I'm going with the middle.
Middle one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And to be fair, you're not required to put the 10 in luck. You can put your 8 in luck.
True. True.
You liked having your minus there last time. Alright. You've literally made a character sheet on your phone.
I told you, I just needed my stats.
Well, what decisions are we making? What you making?
Okay. I'm making a bard who's going to cross-class into warlock down the line.
Okay, yeah. Bard's an easy start. Warlock's a good follow-up. Because Warlock, like I've said, is easy for me to get you a patron down below.
Yeah, so
Are you going with some of your original... Because you've given me some original concept. Are you sticking with a lot of that? Tell me about... Tell us about the character.
So, I'm planning on playing an Aasimar who was sent by and worships Ouijas, who is the neutral god of death and magic.
Mm-hmm.
And through prophetic dreams, I've had her symbol saying, "Go down, to the Underdark and get more magic. There's a whole bunch of that down there. Get me some.
How did she symbolically represent herself to you?
As a dove, basically, with flaming red eyes that sort of eats away the edges of its face to reveal a red skull.
Okay.
Because she has the flaming fireball skull as her image.
And
recently, I've had the image of a bladed crow come into my dreams, also fighting the dove and wanting me to do things. And basically, the only thing they can agree on is sometimes people need to die.
internal conflict. Where the conflict doesn't come with killing things, that's everyone's okay with that.
Yes.
Looks like you already have a name.
Mm-hmm. Jimmy Ricard.
Is it based on something?
Yes.
I mean, it's you, I assumed. Do you want to say what?
The song. Jimmy Ricard.
Yeah, oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm an urchin background.
Urchin? Okay, yeah. Know the order for your stats?
I was playing on Cha Kong. Because with the bard / warlock I'm planning, I'm going to have my attacking damage as well as my casting stat be Cha. Plus 2 to charisma, though. Put that at 19.
Okay, so your high stat is charisma.
17. Then my con, which will be 15, will be 16.
14 next. Into dexterity. We got a 13. Wisdom, 2 10s. Intellect and strength, and an 8 in luck.
Okay.
You do have dark vision, very useful for this game.
Mm-hmm.
And the light cantrip. Helpful. You have healing hands, but also as bard, are you at least a semi-healer? Is that...
Yes.
You're heading into Underland. You have 2 options for trinkets. You can roll a D100 for a table in the book as normal, or a D12 for a table that I have.
Did you make your table up yourself?
I did, and it's based on a book. Try and get it on the table. 8. You have a white chess queen that will walk around on her own if set on a flat level surface.
See, between class and urchin, I get sleight of hand and stealth.
Mm-hmm. I would imagine so.
And deception, intimidation, and persuasion. These tools.
And you had an intention with your warlock for a specific. You wanted the hexblade, correct?
Yes.
Might as well go over that with you guys while we're talking. If you're here, then you want to know some secrets behind what's going on. The hexblade talks about being related to a weapon of certain sorts, but also mentions that the Raven Queen is known to have forged the first of these weapons, and many sages speculate that she and the Force are one, and that the weapons, along with Hexblade Warlocks, are tools she uses to manipulate events on the material plane. And I'm going with it. His character may not be fully aware of it from the get-go, but it should be the kind of thing that sort of starts to, as he gets into his warlock, it sort of starts to formulate. But that is the Raven in his dreams. The idea with the backstory and the dreams he's having between his deity and this Raven is what's going to tie him into his warlock patron. So literally it's a character being pulled, like a part angel almost kind of creature, being pulled between a deity that he is tied to and a patron that he pledges service to. So, that's kind of part of the internal conflict we have as a character. You thought much about your backstory within the town?
Yes, I was an urchin, a street dweller.
How old are you?
I believe I put that down. Nothing else. 15.
Okay, so you are still pretty much a kid.
Yes.
Do you have any ties with the gypsies?
No. Just grew up on the street and, mostly kept to myself, but sometimes someone would be more evil to the kids than others. Sometimes, as I said, people have to die.
Most of the street kids in town are tied to them.
Yeah.
That would be the kind of thing. They are the under ones that pretty much those that are unwanted end up getting mixed up with them because just as far as numbers and that kind of thing. So whether you have a direct tie or not, it's up to you. But they're not well welcomed, but they're not pushed away. Town where carnal services would be sought from them, but they're sort of viewed as a bit of a definitely a secondary class, but not outright opposed. They're a part of the town, but just sort of that part that's over there. So.
Oh yes, my main bard tool is harmonica.
Harmonica.
Something you can play alone and, just easy to carry around as a street kid.
Okay.
Versus a full-size lute. That's just begging to get stolen.
Is there anything special about your harmonica?
No.
Where'd you get it?
Trades on the street.
Do you give up something that meant something to you for it? That's not just like that's not a common thing, so that's not... especially in a town set apart. Probably there could be some sort of trader came in.
Nope, harmonica, no significant meaning besides that. I have a steel wing necklace from my parents. That may be an indication I'm an Asmar, though.
Steel wing necklace, okay. I believe you decided Urchin traditionally comes with a...
Small mouse.
Small mouse.
I would not be taking that.
You don't have that. I think we decided perhaps, not necessarily a pet you keep, you have some sort of attachment to...
A crow or raven who comes around that I feed every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I even wrote stuff down like that. I have metallic gray eyes. Like actually metal sheeny.
Do you have any notable songs? Are there titles to any of them?
No.
Could you flesh out your character? No.
Hey, I've done way more in this character than
you have.
any other. As for that, no, he wouldn't know any songs. He would just play what feels natural. Just probably sad harmonica stuff. No formal training, just blown on it to make nice music.
You don't have to have formal training to have songs have names.
Well,
All you have to have is a return customer.
Yes, he only has free form. He doesn't have any set routine. He does multiple times. It is just whatever feels good to him at the time. He's a jam musician. Let's see. What's leather armor? +1 or 2?
11 plus dex.
Okay, so that's +2, so 13. Full if not great. But I'll get access to medium armor, so... And then I just have to find some medium armor. That stuff's expensive. See, I know the light cantrip, vicious mockery, and message.
I have to check something.
On vicious mockery?
No, on message.
Oh.
Instead of a material component, you utilize your harmonica, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to whisper a message while playing the harmonica?
The music knows what to do.
No, you have to whisper a message. Someone must be able to listen into your message if they are physically close enough to you.
Oh. Whispered message. Boop boop. The boop boop sends it. And for level 1 spells, I have Cure Wounds, Fairy Fire, Dissonant Whispers, and Silent Image.
Yeah, Vicious Mockery is only verbal, so it makes more sense with...
I also like that they make Vicious Mockery seem like you're actually insulting them, and that's a very big deal of it. When it's really just a psychic poke, the mocking them's for your own feel-goods. Because it works.
Well, get ready to start thinking what you're going to say to people, because you got to do so.
Yes.
So now it's part of the spell, you have to come up with it.
But it works against things that don't understand your language
Doesn't matter,
and
you have to
don't
do it.
have intelligence.
Well, no, it translates it to them. Duh. As long as you're going to say painfully cruel things, it's also a translation spell. But only for painfully cruel information. Any other details?
Just that this proficiency in language box is too small. Oh yeah, I didn't write it down, but our racial languages genetic?
Generally, no. Do you know Celestial?
As an Asmar, I will know Celestial. But
has nothing
no
to-
one would have taught me Celestial.
Specifically, that one for you is.
Oh, okay.
A dwarf knowing Dwarven isn't. An Asmar knowing Celestial, yes, that is genetic. That is... It is more divine gift than genetic, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
The same divine sort of alliance that has, you know...
I didn't notice that before. I have 2 resistances.
Yeah. And by the way, specifically, you are what type of Asmar?
The Scourge Asmar.
Scourge. Necrotic and Radiant.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Overly common, but...
Well, I have a way to accidentally do myself radiant damage, given my Scourge Asmar stuff.
Yeah.
Is 0 round down? Or 1 round down?
To what? What are you talking about?
You and everyone around Infinite Radius takes radiant damage equal to half your levels, rounded up, but then I take half of that. Would that be rounded up or down?
It would round down unless it says round up.
Okay.
If you look at the section at the very beginning of the book,
Yeah.
in the just things you need to know for everywhere, round down is one of those things.
Okay, so at 3 it would be 2, rounding even down wouldn't make it 0, it would make it 1. Yeah, that should be everything unless you want to listen to Jimmy Card.
Yeah. Other than bookkeeping stuff, writing down actual modifiers, bonuses, that's fine. Initiative could be calculated out when needed. You don't. I don't know if you put your visions anywhere somewhere different, but okay. Technically, you can have some of the information you've gone over in here, but and again, some spell save these kind of things. Probably should fill it out before we get too far into it. But in general, other than just a little bookkeeping of adding some things together,
Yeah.
yeah. Woo. Thank you, Mr. Ricard. And hello, Austin.
Hello.
Do you have any preconceived ideas, or you just
No.
gonna roll your dice and see what you get?
Yes. We're gonna roll dice and see what pans out. What are we doing? 3d6s?
It's 46s. You can use your own in addition to.
Ugh, 10.
And 17.
Yeah. It's 1 less than the max. 14. 14. 13. Oh, the gods take pity on me.
Till you bring it up. 11.
What are you talking about? That's pity. I didn't get a single low stat. Negative stat. And I got 2 plus 2s.
So you're gonna stick with that and take 16 as your other one?
Yes.
And
That was always going to be the option. I'm a gambler.
just gonna be like, nope, just roll this once.
Let fate decide. No matter what.
That way you know you have one stat that's gonna work for you.
Maybe.
Alright. You don't need to tuck that in. You're creating your character down.
La di da.
What you thinking?
I don't know. We're level 1, right?
You are on level 1.
What will we be doing?
You will be going down into the Underdark, exploring.
Kind of disappointing this is smaller than the PHP. I mean, it's the guide to everything. Just saying, Xanathar's kind of lazy.
That has extra subclasses, whereas Volos has extra races.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a turn to races. You're in the middle.
Sure, why not? I'm looking at the other stuff too. Just
You cannot be a monster.
I'm turning the ideas.
You're not a monster. You may not play a beholder.
Well, what if I play like a beholder with like a missing middle eye?
No.
UNT snake people. But UNTs are boring. Oh, here's Glass. Where were they originally pointed in?
Goliaths, I believe, were in the little printout document that I got the print-on-demand version of. Tabaxi.
Yeah, no.
You kitty cat.
No.
You don't like kitty cats?
They look funny.
Do you know what classes you want to be? Do you have any idea?
Nope.
No preconceived notion. Wow.
Nah, I told you I was waiting until I got stats before I made any decisions, and so it's like we're here, and I was like, I don't know. So many options all of a sudden.
There are so many.
So many options. Well, let's see. Who's a good god to worship? I like being religious. Religious is fun. Let's start with there. That'll help. So worship Odin. Is that right?
No.
Odin's not allowed.
Mm-mm.
I'm guessing Waltz out. Nothing. Drow.
It would be highly unusual.
I get dreams about this crazy spider lady.
That would give you a reason to want to go down.
I think that might be good.
What you thinking?
I don't know, something exploring. Somebody who's really tired of being stuck in a town.
It begins with an F.
What, Quarlingen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, get a deity, then work my way that forward. I'm like, nah, let's do farming. Farming's a cool
So you
thing.
could, that would also, yeah, he was always a fun one in some of the games I've used to in the past, and
His Forgotten Realms more or less counterpart is Shandako. And if you're a cleric of his on this holiday, he turns you into wind and throws you somewhere else in the world. It just, poof, you're gone, you're somewhere else now.
yeah, he's definitely one that would also give you a good draw of new place. So you're saying like 4 people have gone there before? Only 4? Yeah, let's check it out.
You don't say.
And you're saying that they left things unexplored?
Well, now what's an exploring class? I mean, obviously, I could
Horizon Walker.
I could Bard Ranger.
Okay.
Definitely an option. Because Bard's pretty explory. Horizon Walker, they really combated it up for their 5th edition variant. So it's much more focused on that, less focused on the exploring bits.
Mm-hmm.
Though it still gets some of that stuff.
Monk.
But yeah, the Drunken Master. I can't leave the town, all I do is drink.
Well, I just mean monks get their unarmored movement, just faster movement. That's, or his divine soul from a sorcerer. Rogue has scout, and I'm guessing the idea behind him is you're exploring for wonder as opposed to some ends. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't new stuff just the coolest? And it's like, that sounds pretty bardy to me. So we're gonna start Bard. That's a solid grab.
Mm-hmm. Do you do you care enough about what a further class would be that you would want to make sure you have something that wouldn't be restricted?
That's like 5 levels down the road.
Okay, so you'll just pick from what's available based on what's under there. So there might be some things locked off, but yeah.
Probably maybe Bard, maybe Rogue, maybe Monk, maybe Ranger. Bard Ranger.
Some
Bard
Ranger.
Rogue.
Rogue, pretty easy to get into. Monk, almost impossible to jump into later.
What? Just got to get really into punching things.
You would have to have a teacher, generally through monastery, that you don't have access to once you've started. So monks...
Where would I get a monastery if I started Monk?
That would have to be part of the town.
There's a monastery in the town.
Only if one of you is a monk.
Well, now you got me tempted.
I can build a monastery in the town. Essentially.
I can almost work that too. Start monk. Why you trained to be a monk? I mean, it looks like a lot of hard work. Oh, it's a ton of hard work. Have you gotten any stronger? Like this much stronger. Why? Well, they tell me I'll get a lot stronger. And then what? Then I can just leave. I think I played that monk before.
But been there, done that.
I think I played a free totaling monk who's just like, oh man, I'm here for the career. Get the powers, retire.
Yeah, I believe you have played. Yeah, I remember
I think
that.
that was specifically my plan with the last monk I played.
Yeah, I
Get
remember.
strong and then retire.
Yeah, you did that.
Well, far be it from me to turn down a round 2.
But again, some rangers would, like I said, Gloomstalker Ranger, pretty easy to jump into later.
I'm going to Stalker.
I'm
If
just
I was going to do Ranger, I'd probably do like Animal Companion.
depending on what animal you wanted, we might be able to work that in later on.
Whatever animal I can get my hands on. That is not there for combat, it's there because I just want to have a pet.
Best reason for that animal
It's like, what are you talking
Ranger.
about? The fighting is so bad, it's like, I don't know, what are you talking about? This is a pet animal.
It's adorable! I got a puppy.
Yeah, it's just an archetype. It's like, I don't know. Fighter Cavalier is pretty neat. But I don't know if I want to play that character.
Would be mundane enough that you can decide that would be one that you could just pick up later. And
And it's like, I do like lizard folk, but I don't think I really want to play one.
yeah, that's a very defined character. It's like the Kenku. And also
Yeah.
seems like the kind of one that might be less likely to want to go underground.
Sorcerer would be fine.
Sorcerer's one we probably want to have from the start. That would need to be in your background.
I was born with magic.
Yeah. So we need to know about that now.
Does lightning work underground?
Yes.
That's all.
Are you basically asking if you can... Well, like, I mean, it's not going to be naturally occurring, but if you summon
Yeah.
lightning, you know, whether
pretty
from your
sure that's
hands or from the sky, in which case, when a cloud forms, a lightning bolt zaps him and it goes away.
Yeah, let's do sorcerer. Let's do sorcerer. I haven't played sorcerer in, I think maybe once.
Okay.
So I'm going to give it a wing.
Huh?
And I don't necessarily want my whole explore to be the personality, but not the mechanical definition of the character.
Okay.
So I'm a sorcerer, plus I want to explore.
Here you go. So are you going with Divine Soul like and doubling down on the deity, or is that a side thing? And
What's Divine Soul? That a thing?
yeah,
I thought that was a cleric thing.
that's the sorcerer.
You get, let's see, what's special about Divine Soul as opposed to, you get different magic.
You can be a sorcerer with healing.
Yeah. Cure wounds, inflict wounds, bless, bane, protects from evil. Yeah, it's mostly for healing. To be a healing sorcerer. Nah.
Mention lightning, you can go with the storm sorcerer. Or sorceress.
No.
I know.
I would almost certainly play a dude.
Yeah, I know. You always do. Although we have Ryan. We might.
He might play a
Yeah, it's like, we actually have a player that could potentially play another gender. It's like, with me always being the game master, Ryan, just our guys, like, because there's a few of us that will play either Some of you are pretty set in your ways.
Because that's it. The Storm Sorcerer is kind of neat.
Player's Handbook has the dragon and the wild magic.
Try wild magic. I've used wild magic before. I think that's the last time I played Sorcerer, I did wild magic.
Okay.
Is that really all there is for sorcerers?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess dragon does get you pick a flavor.
Yeah.
Well, let's do storm magic. I want to do lightning.
Okay.
Do lightning. Because I'm like, sorcerer's something you have to pick at first level, right?
Probably.
You want to shoot lightning at people?
Sorcery is also seems to be wind. Are there other? Yeah.
Let's see. I got a +2 proficiency bonus. Smile casting and sorceress origin. I have no sorcery points. Hit point 6 plus Constitution modifier.
Have you decided a race yet?
Oh, I do need one of those, don't I?
As I'm sitting here, I go back to Shadow Mage and I was like, Dark Vision. Does he have Dark Vision?
That'd be true. If I don't get Dark Vision, playing a Shadow Mage would certainly make it certainly be helpful.
I mean, technically, you know, I took out the requirement that I was originally going to do to force you to be able to either see in the dark or have ability to create light. I would still highly recommend it, but I decided to leave that up to you. If you want to be completely blind, it's a way to play a blind character without having to always be a blind character.
Furbolgs are apparently beefy.
Mm-hmm. They're big.
Is this a new SMRs? I'm just noticing the SMR gained like sub-races.
Oh, you mean as opposed to the expression that was in the Dungeon Master's Guide on how to create a race? Yes, this is a fully built race. Yes, this is a proper race. They did make a proper race of them. That is true.
The min-maxer in me does enjoy that plus to charisma. And getting Dark Vision and the Light Cantrip for free, so I don't have to spend one of my precious sorcerer powers on it.
Would make things interesting.
I don't know, that seems awfully paladin-y. I'm not real big on the paladin-y. Tritons don't get Dark Vision.
They're also really designed for more of an aquatic game than this may end up being.
Do they get a penalty for not having water?
No, but they don't get to use a lot of their benefits.
But it would tie into my lightning powers.
I suppose.
But then again, why bother? You can always just play human. I mean, it's boring, but why fix what ain't broke?
Yeah, there's actually all sorts of races in the core book you can choose from.
That's true.
Give me a dwarf.
Get stone cutting. Stone cutting still exists.
I imagine.
So I guess good point. Like, stone cutting was one of those skills a lot of people didn't like because they didn't play dwarves and therefore they didn't understand the value of it. Because stone cutting's amazing. No, stone cutting's still there. They just kept the crunch part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be special. I'm just going to be human.
Okay. Are you going to choose a spell that lets you see darkness?
Oh, that's true. If I don't take something else, I can't see in the dark.
Yeah, humans don't have dark vision.
That's true.
Now, a similar option.
Half elves?
Yeah.
No.
I believe. Okay.
I don't like half elves. Well, I don't know. I haven't looked at half elves. I didn't like 3.5 half
Oh, yeah, no,
elves.
it's very different. Yeah, no, yeah.
I didn't like 3.5 half elves. That is some pretty nice stuff there.
Yeah, the half elves aren't bad.
I do like. Yeah, I like that. I like the cut of this jack of all trades, Jeffs.
Yeah, just sort of the.
I do miss out on the feet, but I'll take that. Let's do half elf.
Especially with you wanting your charisma.
Yeah. So it says charisma goes by 2 and 2 others. Can one of those others also be charisma?
No, it cannot.
Are sure?
I'm sure.
I really want that natural 20 in charisma.
No.
Just the prettiest faced. I'm famous in town. Famous.
You seem to have some control over wind or something, so yeah, I'm sure people know about you.
It's raining again. You did it. It's like, it wasn't me, I swear. And also, you can't prove that. What powers do half elves get? Features and traits. They get dark vision. They get 60 foot of it. They get advantage versus charm and no magic for sleeping. I gain proficiency in 2 skills of my choosing. You read Common, Elvish, and 1 extra language of your choice.
You're going to have a lot of languages.
Why?
Because, are you going with Storm Sorcerer?
Yes.
It also gives you a language.
Oh.
It gives you a language that's a combination of 4 languages.
Oh.
Because, Primordial as a...
Do I get that at level 1?
Yeah.
Oh.
In Speaker.
Primordial. I don't know. What's one of the language of my choice? What's another normal language? What would be a common language in our town that isn't common or elven?
Do you have any sense of who you are as a person?
I'm personable, but...
Do you know your background?
No.
Do you mix with the gypsies?
Absolutely. I mean, they have to have been in places, right?
Some of them, they are more likely to have been people that ended up traveling, that ended up random here. There are a lot of the magicians that don't know any magic, the showmen, the entertainers, the prostitutes.
Absolutely. Those sounds like my kind of people. Sounds like my kind of people.
Well, not necessarily in any greater number than the rest of the town. Not incredibly common. I'm going to go ahead and say that halfling is a fairly common language used amongst them. Gnomes are a little more wild. Let's make it gnomish instead. Instead of that. Yes. Just sort of, there was a couple real influential gnomes that sort of, some of their culture got founded upon. And
Didn't this thing also have backgrounds? Or was that just for monsters? I think it's just for monsters.
Yeah, there aren't any backgrounds, no.
Just for monsters.
I think the only backgrounds are the Player's Handbook.
Yeah, because like Sword Coast had some. Is Sailor an option? I'd really love to sail.
If you want it to be, you can move your town right up to a coast.
I thought we were isolated. How are we isolated? Oh, sea monsters.
Yeah, no, that is not a good place to go.
Yeah, we'll go with Sailor. I really want to get out of this town. And I know how. I can get past the whole murder thing. We'll be a sailor.
Or we can even put the town inland and just have it be literally you came from somewhere where there was a coast, you got wrapped up in something, you wound yourself up here, and now you've been sort of stuck.
Sounds good to me. I get a club. Because apparently being a sailor means you have a stick. Some silk rope. Who doesn't need rope? Kind of nice they give you the fancy rope, though. Do we even have hemp rope anymore? In 5th edition?
Yeah, of course.
Or I may roll for a random trinket.
Oh, that is a good point. As far as, being a character, you get a trinket. You have the option to roll on the normal table of a D100, or on my table of a D12.
Wouldn't this mean I can get 2 trinkets? Because this gives me one.
Okay, that one can only be the D100.
So I can get both then.
Technically, yes.
But now I'm taking that.
Okay. So I guess first roll your...
I don't know where that is.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know where the
table.
D100s are.
It is the last page of the equipment section.
I get a 63, though you disagree.
Yeah.
Because 6 is on the left.
You don't know what the chart is, so either way. 63, you have an alabaster mask.
Oh, that is super sweet.
Alabaster, is that a material or is that a coloration?
It is both. I don't know which one it means, though.
Okay. It's like a really, palish color, right?
Yep, it's white. Alabaster mask. I'm going to wear that all the time. Not all the time, but a lot of the time. It's going to be like, oh my.
I'm also gonna put on there intricate details depicting a specific individual.
So like it's a mask of a person's face.
Yeah, yeah. This was of someone. I mean, obviously it's clearly a mask, but just.
I'm just going to say it's an alabaster mask of a mystery person.
Okay.
And a D12, you said?
Yep.
I got a 1.
A 1. You have a card, a knave of hearts that seems to bleed slightly from his neck when submerged in water.
Isn't that just a jack of hearts?
Yes. Oh, I didn't tell you. My list is from a book. I made a list up and it's based on something, and so Knave of Hearts was more relevant.
Knave?
Yeah. Can you determine what I made my list on?
Bleeds when wet. It's not actually blood, right? Like, it just looks like it when you look at it?
I'm going to say at this point, you have not experimented with it enough. You would have to try more of that in-game.
Well, I got 2 of those. Very nice. I get clothes and I get 10 gold. Thank you, background. Tool proficiencies, navigators, tools, and vehicle.
I bet water vehicle, right?
Vehicle, water. Vehicles, water.
Yeah.
Not a vehicle, just vehicles.
Water vehicles, yeah. As opposed to land vehicles. Because those are both... It's not all vehicles, but it's water vehicles.
Vehicles.
Because if you know how to row a rowboat, you know how to, steer a galleon, yeah. You know how to... you know how to tie up a sail.
Alternatively, if you don't know how to tie up a sail, you also can't row a boat. It's just the process is lost on you. You don't know. What are these sticks for? Why are they in these
When
holes?
somebody asks what that funny thing I got, then I know I'll never go to sea no more.
Sorcerer gives me skills too. Actually,
Certainly.
Poor book, you served us well.
It's still serving us well. You guys get to use the book that's falling apart so I can keep my nice one safe.
Oh, let's see. Weapons. Daggers. I'm going to write that as sorcerer weapons. No armor, no tools. Saving throw, constitution, and charisma. How do I get a proficiency in luck saving throw?
A feat.
Like that lucky feat?
No, like the feat that lets you be proficient in more saves.
Choose 2 from deception, persuasion. Deception, persuasion. There were other options, but not really. Not really. Not for this character, hanging out with gypsies. I tell a tale with the best of them. Oh, I am definitely a tale.
Remember, you get 2 additional from your race. You have those set off to the side.
Oh, jeez, yeah. So many skills. So many skills. We're going to take performance. I'm going to tell stories. You don't know it, but I've been everywhere, man.
Really?
All over the place. I mean, I'm just going to make stuff up.
We have deception too, so that's fine.
Were you really there? Oh, yeah. It was crazy. When did you get back? Yesterday.
But weren't you?
I'm just real quick. I'm real fast. What am I going to do with that last one? I don't really want intimidate. I don't, even if I'd be good at it, I don't want to be the kind of person who scares people. No, we're going to take animal handling. Heck yeah. We're going to be friends with all the animals. Not survival, stealth, sleight of hand. No, we just going to make friends.
Yeah, sure. Did you ever assign your stats?
No. But I probably should.
At some point.
Because it's +2 here, and then 2 +1s that I can do whatever I want with. Well, my 16's already given to luck, so I can't do anything about that.
No, you're allowed to put that wherever you want.
Oh!
Yeah, that's just your
so I can still shove a 10 in there.
Yeah, you can put whatever you want.
Tempting, but I'm going to keep the 16 there.
Okay.
I feel like that's what it was supposed to be.
No, it was for your random 7 stat. You can then move it if you want it to be something different.
I'm going to 17, 14, 14, We're going to put a 13 and an 11 in wisdom. I hate perception. I'm just not very good. I've never played a character with good perception. Just they're always bad.
That's for other characters to see things.
They're always bad at it. Alright, so I got a +2 to charisma. Drop that up to a nice fat 19. And I have 2 +1s. Wait, where did my intelligence go? Alright, so I took a 17, 2 14s. Oh, there's a 10 somewhere. We're going to put that 10 in intelligence. Now we're going to put the 10 in wisdom. 11 intelligence. Smarter than the average bear.
I'm pretty sure bears are a lot stupider than that.
Smarter than the average bear. So we're going to put those 2 +1s. We're going to put 1 in luck. We'll make it a 17. And put that other one... I'm going to put it in intelligence. I'm going to round that up to a 12. Get a +1. Be a clever man.
Black bear intelligence is 2.
Yeah, smarter.
Yeah.
I didn't
To
lie.
be fair, you could have switched them around and still been smarter than the average bear.
Well, there we go. I have some pretty nice stats. Even if everything else will be bad. 6, I get 8 HPs. So many.
That's all the HPs you need, my friend.
In all realistically, yes. I start with equipment. Any simple weapon or a light crossbow. I'm gonna take that crossbow. Really? Sorcerers get component pouches? That seems weird. That they need focuses or component pouches.
Well, do you want to go with the focus? Because I know your last one had a component pouch. You want to go with the
But
focus?
this is not a wizard. Arcane focus, obviously.
Yeah. What focus are you thinking?
I have to. What? There's different kinds.
Yeah, I'll let you continue while I pull up the list and let you know.
There's different kinds.
Yes.
Dungeoneers or explorers. I don't know the difference, but we're gonna go with explorers.
Just based on what it's called. 3-year Dungeoneer, great for this game, but Explorer makes more sense for your character to have. Arcane focus could be a wand, a staff, a rod, an orb, or a crystal. Or some similar item. It could be your storm sorcerer, you were a sailor. It could be like something sea-related, seashell, or something like that.
What's a conch cell? Conch cells can make noise.
Yeah.
I get two spells known. Where do spells go? Here.
Page 3.
Slots total. 2. How many cantrips? 4 cantrips. 4 cantrips of my choice. From the sorcerer spell list. Any of these new books get fancy with the magic?
Mm-hmm.
They did?
This one.
Oh, wait, really? I was expecting that answer to be rhetorical no.
Additional sorcerer's cantrips. Control flames, create bonfire, frostbite, gust, infestation, mold, earth, shape water, and thunderclap.
There are 3 in there that sound like something I want.
Are they gust, shape water, and thunderclap?
Yes. And I don't
Do you
know.
want me to read them to you, or do you want to read them?
And then Dancing Lights, probably. Because, in my opinion, Dancing Lights is just straight up superior to Light.
Gust, transmutation cantrip, 30 feet, 1 action, instantaneous, verbal somatic. You seize the air and compel it to create one of the following effects at a point you can see within range. One medium or smaller creature that you choose must succeed a strength save or be pushed up to 5 feet away from you. You create a small blast of air capable of moving one object that is neither held nor carried that weighs no more than 5 pounds, pushed 10 feet away from you. If it isn't pushed with enough force to cause damage, you create a harmless sensory effect using air, such as causing leaves to rustle, wind to slam shutters closed, or your clothing to ripple in a breeze.
Definitely Gust. Oh, we want to grab that.
The next one was Shape Water. Transmutation cantrip, 1 action, 30 feet. Somatic, instantaneous, or 1 hour. See below. You choose an area of water you can see within range that fits within a 5 feet cube. You manipulate it in one of the following ways. You instantly move or otherwise change the flow of the water as you direct up to 5 feet in any direction. Does not have enough force to cause damage. You cause the water to form into simple shapes and animate at your direction. This change lasts for 1 hour. You change the water's color or opacity. The water must be changed in the same way throughout. This change lasts for 1 hour. Or you freeze the water, provided that there are no creatures in it. The water unfreezes in 1 hour. You cast the spell multiple times, and you have no more than 2 of its non-instantaneous effects active at a time, and can dismiss such an effect as an action.
I have the power to make ice.
Up to 5 feet, just
My drink's
drink.
warm.
It's like, that's kind of what I thought with that. It's like, you're just using that for... Thunderclap is evocation cantrip, 1 action 5 feet, somatic instantaneous. You create a burst of thunderous sound that can be heard up to 100 feet away. Each creature within range other than you must succeed on a con save throw or take 1d6 thunder damage. The spell's damage increases by 1d6 when you reach 5th level, 2d6,
No,
11,
it's
3.
a damage.
But it's every creature within 5 feet. Okay.
I was like,
it
it's
can
a
be...
bam.
I was going to say, really? How can it be a cantrip? No, it can be heard for far away, but you only have a small area to keep your allies out of.
All right, and then we'll take dancing lights. We'll conform to your desire that I have a light spell.
Well, you have dark vision, so I'm fine either way.
It's true. I don't need this. I could
Yeah.
take something like friends instead.
Friends, the best way to make enemies.
Use it on all the party members. Nah, we'll take dancing lights. I like dancing lights.
Can it still become a person?
I don't. Maybe.
Okay.
I'm also just like the ability to have 4 multicolored lights. What do I want to do with my 2 1-level spells?
The additional ones in this are Absorb Elements, Catapult, Chaos Bolt, Earth Tremor, and Ice Knife.
We'll take Thunder Wave.
Yeah.
It's like the level 1 version of Thunderclap. 15-foot range instead of 5.
Ooh.
Fog Cloud or Shield? I do love Shield.
Fog Cloud's a wonderful spell. You should have fog. You should always be able to create clouds of fog. It's just a source that's good.
I do like Fog Cloud.
Oh, I would love a case where you didn't have shield.
Bah! Did you hit me? Did you? Heavily obscured. I'm gonna go with Fog Cloud. I'm gonna keep on my weather theme.
Okay. And as far as Sorcerer, first level Storm Sorcerer, you already wrote down Primordial Language, correct?
Yes.
You also get Tempestuous Magic. Starting at first level, you can use a bonus action on your turn to cause whirling gusts of elemental air to briefly surround you immediately before or after you cast a spell. First level or higher. Doing so allows you to fly up to 10 feet without provoking opportunity attacks. So 10-foot flight movement with no opportunity attacks just before or after any spell of first level or higher.
You're next to me. Thunderclap. Fade away.
And also just some little thoughts. I mean, I'm you are.
Do I get spells for being a Storm Sorcerer?
Mm-mm.
You get access to everyone's when you take a Sorcerer archetype?
No. But we can do just a few things. If you don't want to come up with it, you don't have to. But for example, your arcane origin. Do you know where the power comes from within you?
I was struck by lightning as a child / baby. It's like I already had this. I had this down.
So then that happened, and at some point, immediately or a later time, you started developing sorceress powers. How did those close to you, your family, how did they react?
Well, they're elves, so they've
lot of
probably seen magic before.
Well, I guess that.
Probably something between worry and okay, that's fine. Just somewhere in between.
Somewhere between.
Oh, more the situation of you now have 2 things. Number one,
I mean, you're a
magic.
kid with no control. What did the first? Did it do something devastating the first time a power started to manifest and you didn't know what was going on?
No, I don't think I did. I don't want to start with some torturous backstory where I'm afraid of my power. No, I'm going to say I was pleasant. I was delightful. I made tiny little rain spowers, like a sprinkler, making rainbows in the sunlight and stuff. Blowing things off counters with wind because I thought it was funny. Prankster type mischief, not hurting people because I can't control this ungodly amounts of power in me type of mischief. The fun kind. Not,
Do you have
not
any
the
sort of
scary-
supernatural marks from this?
I don't.
Unusual eyes or, hair or...
You ever seen the scars you get
Marks.
from getting hit by lightning?
No.
It
Like some sort of
It burns your veins. It burns your veins, and therefore your veins become permanent scars. You can
so
see
like
them.
veiny
Yeah.
burn scars?
Yeah. Yeah, they actually look pretty cool. You know, aside from the whole almost dying thing. Because generally speaking, you don't survive that.
You did.
Yeah, some people do. But it's not a common process.
How did you get involved in sailing?
Well, I mean, they always say the biggest danger to a ship is the weather, and I've always been pretty in time with that. So I figured that's a good way to do two things: put my talents to use, and also, you know, go places.
Did you know anyone specific? Did you have friends there? Did you lose anyone?
No, I don't think complete strangers.
Did you try and shift ships a lot so you didn't really grow any attachments to individuals?
I wouldn't say that was the reason I shifted ships a lot, but just because I wanted to see new stuff. I didn't make a lot of friends, not on purpose, but by consequence of my desires. To, you know, not stay in one place for a super
Trading
long time.
routes tend to go back and forth. You wanted to...
Yeah.
I've already been back there. Where else can I go?
I've already been there. You want to go somewhere else? Try that ship. Where are you guys going?
Any other details you know about your character? Little quirks, little secrets. Any goals other than just to see things?
Nope. I'm an open book, a shallow puddle. Hey! 50 foot of hemp rope. Packing on with both types of rope.
Yeah, for the different occasions.
Had to write down all the stuff I get from my explorer's pack, of course.
We got everything?
Yeah, should be everything. Yeah, it looks like everything to me.
We come up with at some point a type, like description basically of your character.
Physical stats.
Yeah.
Probably come up with a name at some point too.
Yeah, please. And otherwise, there's some minor things of needing to write down, you know, spellcasting bits and AC and all those little speed, all the little piddly things. Alignment.
Chaotic. Good/neutral.
CGN.
One of those. I don't know. I think Farlingon's chaotic good, so I'd probably go that way. I'm a nice guy. I like helping people out.
I feel like he's just neutral.
Yeah. If he's neutral, maybe I'm just neutral. I'm not a mean person. But I'd probably err on the side of chaotic good.
Anyways, anything else you need?
Like 2 more levels.
No, but it's nice working with you. Alright, Bob. Do you have, before rolling steps, do you have a preconceived idea for your character?
I know exactly what I'm doing.
What are you doing?
I don't want to tell you.
Okay, at some point you're going to have to tell me. Do you want to roll stats first?
Sure. I'm making a fighter.
A fire. Very nice. Very nice. Simple concept. Nothing too terrible can go wrong with that, right? Say what you get, by the way, as you roll.
10, 12, 14, 14 again. It's 11 plus 4, 15.
14.
And 14. 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's one of them.
Okay. So if you want to have a 16 as a final stat, you can stop here. If you're going to plan on rolling it, you can at least roll a second set.
Can I still choose the first set after I roll the second set?
Yes. However...
It will be the lower.
Yeah, it'll be the lower one, or, again, if you're going to roll your 3d6 for the final one, then you can do that either way. 12.
15. 10. 13. 12. No. It's a 14. And then...
So you're going to roll 3 for... Or you're going to... Wait, that's the one you choose to get rid of.
I don't like that one.
Okay. The fact that you kept blue.
6, 12, 13. What I would have never have gotten otherwise.
I love it. That makes me so happy. And so 13 could apply to either of those, and you could choose either one.
Well, I'm going to choose the first one.
Okay.
Is there a way I can negative my own charisma?
What, like selecting a monstrous race?
I can't select monstrous race. I already said I wasn't going to.
Okay.
I'm not a crazy person.
You gotta have red dice, and you have to have dice that no one's touched. So yeah, not a crazy person at all.
I don't have to have red dice. You have the option of red dice, so I take the red dice every time.
Okay. So it's really he just has to have dice no one has touched.
And it's just Vic who can't touch them.
Okay. I view your primary set as one that really none of us should touch.
I
So
don't
that
care.
you can't
as
blame
long
any
as
of
it's
us.
not Vic.
You mean because he rolls...
Atrociously?
How does he do that?
Magic. Which magic?
I'm just like... Statistically, you have to roll better occasionally.
Alright, now I need Goliaths.
Now, I have a question. You're being a Goliath. Does this have anything to do with how the previous campaign ended?
No.
No? Okay.
I wanted to play a Goliath anyway, so
Okay,
one of my
okay.
favorite races.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of one of the things. I just wondered.
I'll make him so big. Oh, and don't worry, I know exactly why my character goes down into the Underdark.
Oh, really? Why?
He has to find a speaking stone.
What's a speaking stone?
He can't talk without it. If he's not holding it, he won't speak. He is psychosomatically mute.
Okay. Did you previously have this and it somehow got lost down there?
Yeah, it
Did
fell
one-
down the sinkhole.
Did one of the Bravery Adventures play a trick on you and...
No,
Right about
when the
that?
sinkhole was created, it fell down the sinkhole and rolled away, and he has to go down and find it. Someone took it and ran off with it. He has to find his speaking stone.
That gives you a huge amount of character. And even though most likely I'll give it to you pretty relatively quickly,
Will he acknowledge
Just-
that's his speaking stone?
well, yeah. Just the idea that it can then be it's an object you have that can be lost. Does it just have to be on your person? Or do you have to
No, I have to hold it,
So,
like
yeah.
Shakespeare.
Yeah, so that can totally mean that it is out there to be lost again, refound, lost again. Okay. Did that come from something?
No,
Okay.
I thought what would be fun.
Okay, yeah.
I thought it would be fun to be psychosomatically mute. So he's literally going down to the bottom of the world to find his voice. He's lost his voice. He must find it. I'm naturally adapted to cold climates. I don't know if that will matter at all. Probably not. Cannot create noise.
Good thing you're not a spellcaster.
That's why I'm going to be just basic fighter.
And you still think you will have enough fun with the character due to the gimmick that the hindrances with social interaction will.
Oh no, that's going to be the fun part.
Okay.
My character is not sane. Traumatic event.
What was the traumatic event?
I haven't decided how horrible it's going to be. Do it, I don't know, maybe watching his mother butchered in front of him or something, and she told him to stay quiet.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's bad enough that it's not really funny, though. But yeah,
You know,
I mean-
you yell at me all the time
No, I
for
mean,
not making a character and
No.
only caring about the stats. Here I am, fluffy as a newborn puppy,
Yeah.
and you don't care at all.
No, I am in shock by the terror of what you've just come up with. To be fair, is that not the reaction that you expect from that?
No.
Okay, because that is the reaction that you should have. I mean, yeah, if that's what you want it to be, I'll write it down here. But
And as I understand it, the new book has new fighter stuff that I can look at.
Samurai, Cavalier, and Arcane Archer.
Oh, those are dumb. I haven't actually looked at the bonuses, which is all that matters. Maybe I'll just make another barbarian. They're the best for low-level campaigns.
Well, technically, you're a fighter. You just want to go fighter. You can decide later to which specialty. Did you have any specific instructor?
An old man?
Nothing specific. Okay.
I don't know.
Some examples: gladiator, military, city watch, just some sort of street fighting guy.
My Uncle Angus.
Did he also raise you?
Yeah. Angus Wallace.
I'm
William Wallace.
Was he brave?
Yeah.
Did he go down and not return?
I don't know.
Just as far as another tie to the Underdark, would he be one of the ones that would have gone down first? But
Yeah,
he
it
didn't
was
come
my
back.
speaking stone. He went to get it back.
But he didn't make it back.
I hate how broken this book is. It hurts me.
Would you like to use the other one?
No, because then the other one will break.
It's my thought. Do you have any specific signature kind of style? Are you elegant? Are you brutal? You just do whatever the moment needs. Energetic? Seem effortless for you?
I don't know. I didn't think that far ahead.
I know. I am bringing it up now in the moment. If you want to,
I've been chuckling for the past 4 months about my silent
about being mute.
Yes.
You know what? As long as you, yeah, that has a lot of potential for a really interesting and memorable character. And you've tied it into enough of a emotional trauma that if you just sort of play it out, I mean, obviously people in town know what's going on, but with a limited ability to talk, you probably, even some people in town may not really realize the exact specifics of what went on.
Trying really, really hard not to take defense to get more AC.
Do what you must. At the very least, it will be you have found a new class to try and up your AC with.
And equipment. Chainmail, leather, longbow, or arrows, or martial abilities. Does the Zanzibar, whatever it is, have weapons on it?
No.
Are you sure? You didn't check.
I've read the book.
Yeah, but you didn't check.
I read it.
Recently?
Yes.
How recently?
Probably about a month, maybe 2 at most, since I finished it. There are a couple of magic items that may be minor weapons, but
I
nothing.
can't pick them.
Yeah, no, exactly. Nothing, just general equipment.
There are no magic items in your games.
Um,
It's more annoying than a raise.
Assuming that the game goes to level 20, which theoretically it won't, my goal, I believe, is 200. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, but how many of them are actually going to be useful as opposed to stupid trinkets?
Some.
Didn't mean to call you out like that, but
To be fair, one of my favorite things is to
Give
give
us
out
stupid trinkets.
no, is to give out items that I don't know how you will use them, because one of my, as a dungeon master, one of the things I find most fun is 100, not 200. Sorry, half as many, just cut it in half. Anyways, one of the things I find most fun is seeing how you use items I didn't know how you would use. Speaking of trinkets, though, you could either roll your percentile and get the trinkets from that book, or you can roll a d12 and get a trinket from a list that I have.
my trinket fell down the hole.
No, that's an extra item you get as far as your trinket.
6.
6. You have a complicated recipe titled "Beautiful Soup."
I don't take that, I throw it out. Discarded.
Do you know what they're from yet?
Don't try to seduce the audience with your sexy voice. What's wrong with you?
Sorry, I can't help it. It just comes natural.
A martial weapon and a shield, or 2 martial weapons. The reason I asked about weapons is because they have samurai in there.
Oh, do you mean as far as those kind of weapons?
Yeah.
They are statistically the same as existing weapons, and it has a flavor swap.
Oh. Tastes minty.
What's your weapon names?
I don't like it. Primarily because I'm a negative Nancy.
I don't think you liked it when I utilized it for the monk campaign either.
Nope. But I really am just cantankerous sometimes. Unapologetically so.
Mm-hmm.
Chain mail. Okay. That's heavy. 16. No dabs. I will change it to a half plate soonest.
For all of them, I've spent a lot of time prying them to try and come up with little bits and details for their character, but damn, you actually did a really good job. You came in and you just said, I have this incredibly intricate idea that can really just sort of influence my character as a whole throughout the... Damn.
I didn't mean to, I'm sorry.
No, it's good. It's a good thing.
No, it's terrible. I'm very sorry. I won't do it again.
But...
Next time, power game all the way.
But...
Oh, he starts with a 2 proficiency bonus. Nifty. 2. And also second wind. I don't know what that does.
Second one makes you awesome.
Oh, that's the hit points thing. Okie dokie. There's second wind. Oh, and I need my shield. Just jump around, why don't I? 18 AC is not enough.
You're doing fine, my friend. You're doing fine.
Though, if I had been a barbarian, I'd only have 17. There's that.
Well, I'm glad you didn't specialize for AC in this character. Glad you were restrained.
Yeah, I'm taking the duelist, which
Yep.
gives me +2 to damage, as opposed to more AC. Though honestly, I don't have enough AC, and that's the biggest problem. Dungeoneering's kit comes with the climbing gear, correct?
It's right there.
Dungeoneering's pack, backpack, crowbar, hammer, pittons, torches, tinderbox, 10-day ration, skin, and 50 feet of rope.
No, but it has a lot of the parts of it.
I have to finish making my character. I swear, I just jump around like a crazy person.
Mm-hmm. Well, you had a good amount of character just sort of figured out, so you didn't have to...
Strength and Constitution are my saving throws. And I'd like to take Perception, but I feel like Survival is important. Survival is Wisdom, Perception is also Wisdom. My Wisdom is 1, so it doesn't matter. I'm bad at both. What's Insight? Insight is Wisdom. Yep, bad at that too. Let's see what else I'm bad at. Animal Handling? Wisdom.
I noticed all the things you think, maybe I should be not bad at that.
Yep, just bad. I'm gonna do Perception. Maybe I'll find a background that lets me take Survival. I'll do 20. I'll do 8 foot. We'll do 340 pounds. Eyes pink. Where are eye colors? They're weird looking. Okay, I'll just do eyes gray. Nah, silver.
Like a metallic cloak?
Yeah. Skin, yes, he has skin.
Have you chosen to have markings or not?
Skin, hair. No thanks. Don't like shaving anyways. Alright, I got
Player. Oh, the sheet has his name after player, so you have to scratch it out.
Yes.
Bob traditionally fills out player with hell yeah. He has done this since we were children. He still does it.
They say that there's a time to put away childish things, and I tell them...
Yep.
I need to pick out background so I can pick up one of the skills I want. I mean, flush out my character more.
Well, remember also with backgrounds, if you end up with a skill that you already have, you can choose any skill.
Okay.
So I'm already open to the backgrounds if you want the
Yeah.
full book that isn't part.
That's what I'm...
It's a nice one. That's just be careful.
Yeah.
Do you have an idea for what you've been doing? What have you been a town guard kind of?
Sailor!
Wouldn't that just be ridiculous? What a ridiculous background.
Thinking mayhaps Outlander?
I knew looking for survival you might think that, which is why I pointed out the other thing, because Outlander is a very different idea in a point of light setting.
I figured Outlander because there probably aren't that many Goliaths where we are, as in not in the mountains.
You know, probably your uncle and you were the Goliaths in town.
Yeah, I guess soldier. I already have athletics, though.
Then you get to choose whatever you want.
Oh boy. Intimidation with my new charisma. And I'm going to take survival. Because I don't care. I'm taking it anyway.
Not a bad thing to have.
And aiming set and vehicles?
Do you worship a deity?
No. I don't want to make you sad again.
Okay.
I was thinking I don't worship the deities because they don't help.
Okay. Just sort of that I'm mad at them.
No, they're just ineffective.
Yeah.
They don't deserve my worship because they've done nothing to earn it.
They have let you down.
Okay. Done.
Are you now?
Yeah. I just need the background, did I not?
Some fiddly filling out, speed, how many hit dice you have, alignment,
Neutral apathetic.
but yeah, for the most part. So all the actual choices, just filling some things out, yeah. Otherwise, pretty good, and we will go on to Ryan. Alright, Ryan, I believe you have a little bit of a preconception with your character.
Yeah,
What's your plan?
I was going to play a Smurf Neblin Wizard.
Alright then, want to roll your stats?
Sure. Piece of paper.
One stuff? Yeah, pencil over there.
Alright.
Is that 16 to start?
Yep, 16. 12?
Sure. 8.
12. 10. 9.
Well, good. 11.
11.
I will point out, Nick rolled with these dice.
Yeah.
Austin rolled with these dice. Bob had me get a completely different set of dice. You want me to get you some different dice? I don't know how Dice Mojo-y you are.
No, it should be fine.
Okay. I'm guessing you're going to try for another set.
Yeah.
I would. Although you could also have a 16 at the end and just go with the... Okay then, let's see what we can do.
Alright. So,
7.
15.
There. Okay, that's a number. That's a number that can be worked with.
11. 14.
Okay, that's it. That's doable. 15.
Yep.
Another doable. Okay, just 13 is doable. Yeah. Okay.
Alright.
It's got a definite dump stat, but and so at this point you can either take 13 to either of those, roll 3d6s instead of a 13, or you can roll a third stat and have 10 for your final 7th stat.
I'll go ahead and roll the 3d6s.
Okay.
And see how that goes.
Now, if you do that, you can't roll another set.
Hmm.
You get one of those 2 sets with that.
Okay. Well, I'll try a third set then.
Your third set just have 10 as your bottom number.
And roll.
Well, and at that point, if you want to go back to that middle set, the only difference is it makes the 7th stat a 10 instead of a 13.
Can I roll the 3d6 on the third set if I roll it?
No, you just have a 10 for the bottom one.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll try rolling the 3d6.
You gonna do that and go with one of those 2? All right.
Yeah, and go with the second one here.
Yeah.
Seven.
So what are your dump stats?
Let's see. So I'll put my 15 in intelligence and constitution. Put my 14 in luck, and 13 in dexterity, and 11 in wisdom, and my 7s in strength and charisma.
Strength and charisma. All right. Like above all, those are what defines your character. Of course, you're intelligent. Gnome intelligence by 2, and then deep gnome dexterity by 1.
Alright.
120 dark vision, 25 speed. Gnome cunning, which is advantage on all intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saves against magic. You have common and gnomish. Stone camouflage, you have advantage on dexterity stealth checks to hide in rocky terrain, and you also get undercommon as an additional language. Do you know what background you're going to have?
We talked about it a bit, but I was going to have that modified version of, I think it was the Investigator, which is based off of the City Watch background.
Is that soldier-based?
No, it's like guard-based, but it's a...
Well, I mean, as far as what background you were going to... Because we talked a bit, and remember I said background's the only source that we have for backgrounds, and while I'd be willing to toy with a little bit, was Player's Handbook.
Yeah, City Watch is a background. And there's a variant to the City Watch one that's Investigator.
I don't think it is.
Yeah, there is. Because City Watch had that. Well, I could look up and see what book it was from.
Well, Player's Handbook is the only book with backgrounds that were of the 3 that we're using.
Oh.
So yeah, that was my point. Xanathars and Volos don't have any backgrounds. There were some that are in like adventure paths and such. But yeah.
Let me see.
So unless it was one from there, which I don't think it was.
Was it in Sword Coast?
I'm wondering, which is not a book that it said you could take backgrounds out of. But we'll see. Yeah, it looks like it is. Let me do this. Okay. I wouldn't even normally consider it, with the exception that you just rolled really shitty stats. It's like I might just if it doesn't. So basically, you are part of the city guard. You just kind of have a bit of a different skill set than most of them, and
Yeah.
you're just sort of an outlier within that.
Because whatever, my concept was doing like a guy who does private investigation.
And you're actually, because you're from the Under... Yeah. Oh, wait, yeah. You are from Underdark.
Yeah, that's right.
You are captured by this group that is exploring. You perhaps, yes. First off, yes. Right now, due to you having 2 7s, I'm going to go ahead and say that you can also have the background from the book that your race is from, just because
There you go.
you're behaving very well for rolling 2 7s. You're just like, whatever. So yeah, I'll with that, yeah. Yeah, we'll go with that. Otherwise, Underdark, yeah, you are captured by this group, and they're pretty much taking you back as sort of whatever mockery kind of thing. More or less, you are going to be brought through the area where the sinkhole is, sort of the social area, and you're going to pretty much be requesting aid. And that's kind of basically the trying to get the other party members to free you as a bit of a guide to get them back down, get them down there, figure out what's going on. But basically, you need help escaping, and they
I
figure they can use you to...
I figured the backstory would be that I'd be like a private investigator type character, is that I was...
That might have been why you ended up away from your city.
I was working on like a missing person's case, doing my investigation, and ended up getting picked up by whoever kidnapped me.
Mm-hmm. Carefully guarded city. There are definitely some There is another city. There is a city of the Drow. They do not get along
With
with the deep gnomes.
yeah.
I will largely use deep gnomes because, man, is the proper term difficult to pronounce.
You know what Smurf Neblin?
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead
Good.
with
Okay.
investigator.
Yeah, because I was going to do that, and then I wanted to, because I wanted to have it to where my background included my family's business, to where we were also doing smithing, and I worked at the shop sometimes, that I would be able to exchange for a tool proficiency, to be able to get smithing.
Instead of a language?
Yes.
Sure.
Oh, we got a box for vision.
Yeah? You noticed?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy. No one else did. They all put it in their... Pretty sure that means everyone has at least a basic level. I mean, do they? I'm trying to think if everyone can see in the dark.
Well, Adam and Nick said they had light magic.
Austin.
Yeah, Austin.
Yeah, I know there is light magic, but there's a difference between light magic and, which can go away and just always be able to have at least a basic level of sight. That is good, because that person does not have dark vision. That doesn't mean that they, that light can't be created for them to see, but the fact that the person that doesn't have, the person that will be blind that's interesting.
Need my wizard class.
What kind of wizard are you planning to be?
Necromancer.
Ah, okay.
Necromancer, so I can check out.
Go for wizard.
Yeah.
Closer to here.
Yeah.
It's like. It's like the last of the classes.
Yeah. So,
Okay, recovery is here.
yeah, this looks right.
There.
Alright. So I get 6 plus Constitution.
You have health.
Yes.
Actually, you have a decent constitution, so.
It's 15. It's
Yeah.
okay.
And yeah, also of note, there is a little bit more magical access where you're from than the city where the town where they're all coming from. So you've probably had at least a few other people that you managed to learn from and that kind of.
Yeah, I was hoping to hang out with.
Not like a university of great wizards, but there's a small group of like-minded individuals who share and try and do the best.
Yeah, I was hoping to hang out with the diviners.
There are probably some pretty there are pretty heavy taboos on utilizing necromancy just directly. Like you wouldn't want to raise another Smurf Neblin, but if if in a battle with a drow got slain and you can use it to fight the other drow, they're sort of like, well, yeah.
But
It's sort of you wouldn't want to raise one of your own, just as far as the cultural taboos, whether that you hold them or not. You wouldn't want to raise one of your own, someone you cared of. It feels like it's degrading to what you're doing it to, but for an animal or someone that you had reason to dislike in life, well, all the more to teach them the lesson in death.
I figured that would be a pretty good motivation, that I'd want to become an actual more powerful wizard and maybe even use necromancy so I could use whatever the like sentries, because whatever the Smurf Neblin are having to deal with a lot of stuff in the underground.
Yeah, they utilize a lot of centrifuge and trying to be a little more stealthy as opposed to being outright.
But yeah, I figured that I would be able to use my abilities one way or the other to be able to protect the town.
Do you have specific? You said your family was just common smiths.
Yeah, common smiths. And I'm naming my character Henwick. of Clan Heartlocket.
Did you get all the background stuff you needed?
No.
Okay. Put it away, but alright there. Is your spellbook anything special?
Yes, I was going to have it be made out of black paper with using glowing fluorescent mushroom ink,
mushrooms can do that.
so that it can only be read in the dark or low light.
You have a specific deity?
I hadn't specifically thought of one.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to. If it's something that you just kind of view as a non-issue for you, this isn't Faerun.
What about worshipping a deity that maybe you don't have?
On the list, or not really a thing.
No. Not one that you. One that you have more kind of a reverence for, but not really any particular, I guess.
Looking up to a deity?
Yeah.
And being as you're not a paladin or cleric or something, that's as much most is probably most.
Yeah, as far as like
they might have some occasional holidays that you bother to observe, and other than that, the normal days, it's like unless you're hard up, you forget to.
would be I guess a casual person that offers prayers to Vecna, since he's Lord of the Secrets. Helps me be able to discern the truth of the unknown, but not somebody that necessarily that you'd want to meet.
To be fair, just choosing Vecna makes me think of Vecna might decide to get more involved with you.
Great.
Sorry, you choose Vecna, that's what you risk. Do you keep a lot of secrets?
I'd suppose that I'd keep to myself pretty well.
Do you have specific things that maybe in meeting and working along these newcomers you'd want to keep in from them? Would you deliberately be wanting to keep them away from your city?
I imagine not.
Okay. I mean, I'm just throwing things out there.
So, I mean, I guess that all depends on whether or not I assess them to be a threat to my people
obviously,
or not.
yeah. But
just to keep them unaware of where my people live.
Do you have any ties with any drow?
Ties with any drow? I'd imagine that if I do have any ties with any drow, it would be on a kind of professional level. Let's say maybe we either share information about the goings-on of the Underdark if we're trying to... Maybe I'd talk to somebody if I'm trying to work on a case. Maybe the drow might know something, and possible that I'd also have some sort of professional dealing with them as far as exchanging whatever new insights into arcane magic, potentially.
That would be the kind of thing you would be keeping secret from most of your
Yeah.
race, but yeah.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't go around saying how involved I am with other people in the Underdark.
And I believe with your investigation, I'm now actually remembering the discussion, you were tying it along to Cthulhu. Investigation, that kind of thing. Is that still a thing you're doing? Or?
Yeah, that was kind of like the basis for the character. Is that
there are certainly aboliths and beholders and worse down here.
That I would essentially be like an investigator type character from one of Lovecraft.
How's your sanity?
Well,
quite specifically, one thing I just there are roll charts or just sort of pick and choose charts in here of you can have tragedies in your back and supernatural events and weird stuff that happens, and just one of them under weird stuff is you went insane for 1d6 years and recently regained your sanity. A tick or some other bit of odd behavior might linger. And I know recently can be played with, but I mean, was there a point in the past where some things went terribly wrong, you lost that point, you hear terrible things about, the kind of condition you were in, and now is that part of what you're researching is what had happened to you?
That sounds like a pretty interesting idea.
Yeah. I just trying to think with pulling on what you're looking for, like, how can I tie this into something that I can use?
Yeah, it's like we could do something like that to where something eldritch and unknown happened to me, and I'm currently trying to piece together and go further into the Underdark to maybe
figure out
get a
what
clue.
caused that. Yeah.
As far as sanity, okay, so I'd get like what was it, 5 times my wisdom score. Plus a D100 roll, something like that. I think that's
It's
how
not.
I think Call of Cthulhu.
We're not playing
does
Call of
it.
Cthulhu.
I think that's how that's done.
How long do you think you're out of it after that?
As far as something happening to me?
Yeah, something that this sort of block of what's.
Well, it's like we could do where I would be gone for like a year or more. To where
I mean, this is at some point in your past. So unless you're making a really young character, then yeah, you have plenty of.
yeah, no, I'd say I could be more kind of getting towards my middle of my age.
So you have what 2 years, 3 years? What do you think?
Yeah, we'll do like 2 years. 2 years are missing from my memory.
As far as a trinket, you can either roll traditionally from the book on a D100, or you can roll a D12 and get one from the trinket table that I have.
Okay.
Mine is from a book of literature.
Did you want to do it to where I have that specific trinket?
What were you thinking?
To have a silver key that I don't know what it goes to?
This is something I'm supposed to remember, but don't.
Silver key is just a reference to a Lovecraft story that's...
You'd like to deal with that? Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of the stories is the gate to the silver key. Because that has to do with his dream stories. Where, Randolph Carter ends up meeting up with the god of space and time.
I'm going to take it one further. It was in your hand when you regained your memories.
Nice.
It's like, let's just tie it all up into there.
And I get a uniform, so I was going to have a private eye detective uniform.
Probably a little different than the image, but probably an all black kind of thing.
It's something that would definitely be able to blend into the Underdark.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you're not going to have that traditional brownish kind of.
No.
It's like that would not be a uniform that they would have. Also, would probably have a little more intricate aligning symbology with, some of the noble or political leaders. Basically, that you might have a slightly different version, but some of the things that tie it into just all of the guard, all of the watches.
All right, I got the feature. All right, so I get 3 cantrips.
There are. I don't know if you care for the ones that are in here at all, or do you have ideas already for your chicken?
I think I already have mine all picked out. Because let's see. We've got Minor Illusion, Firebolt, and Prestidigitation.
And 2? 2 or 4?
2 spell slots per level. But I get my starting spell book gives me 6 first level spells.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are those already as well?
Grease, Mage Armor, Shield, Magic Missile.
Of course, somebody has to have shield.
Yep.
So good, so good for a while there, but can't last forever.
I'm gonna have 2 people with shield. At least not right now, but come next level or so.
No one else would ever want to take that later on. It's not a good enough spell. No one else likes that.
Let's see. I get 2 more.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go with Detect Magic. And we'll go with Fog Cloud. Alright, and then next level I can get 2 more.
Yep, don't worry about those then. So you got your spells. Anything else you need? You done?
Alright, I gotta pick my wizard skills.
Yes. 2 from Arcane, or Arcana. History, Insight, Investigation, Medicine, and Religion. I'm assuming you already have Investigation. I'm assuming you're going to take Arcana.
Yeah.
And if you don't have Insight, that seems like a good thing for your character as well.
Well, I get Insight from my background.
You already do? Okay. Then, it's like, because that was going to be History, Medicine, or Religion.
Do I get my class skills first or my background skills?
I believe technically you get your class skills first, which means you can just select one of the ones that your background has, and then you can take anything for the other.
Okay, then I'll take anything.
If you want to cheese it out like that,
Yeah.
technically, yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna take stealth. Wizards get starting gear, right?
Yeah. Actually, wasn't it right here? There we go. Quarterstaff or dagger. Oh, yeah, that brings up a good point. For a dagger, you get either a component pouch or an arcane focus.
Component pouch.
You're going with physical stuff?
Yep.
Okay. Have you thought about the options for the other? Do you know what they are?
For arcane focus?
Mm-hmm. You know how that works?
It's like rod, crystal ball.
Rod, crystal, wand, staff, sphere, or similar object.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you can come up with something, like, if you have an item that you focus your power to, you can come up with something that's sort of similar to in that kind of vein if you want something specific.
I figure I'll go with the component pouch since that can be on my hip and not in my hand.
No. Component pouches, you are physically pulling out the items.
Yeah.
You are actually pulling out, the stuff from there.
Yeah, so I'm pulling stuff out, but it's not like always in my hand, right?
Well, the stuff is.
The stuff would be. But I'm not holding the pouch like this.
Well, no, but I mean, at times you might be trying to.
Yeah.
Use my little metal wire. And
Yeah, and so I'd be pulling those out.
basically, component pouch is you have a different arcane focus for each spell
Right.
per spell's description. Yeah.
Yeah, I figure I'll go with that, so
Okay.
it's not just something that's constantly being knocked out of my hand.
In the same vein, any of the components can just as easily be knocked out of your hand.
Yeah, but the bag will still be on my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your spellbook, which we already went about, and either a Scholar's Pack or an Explorer's Pack.
I start with 10 gold, right? Because my background...
Yeah, did your background give that to you?
Yeah, it gave me a
Didn't you?
pouch and 10 gold.
Yeah.
Can I just spend, let's see, Explorer's Pack, 10 gold. I'll just get both.
Sure. I'm just gonna get rid of this gold and have both of these packs.
Yeah, I'll just have 2 packs.
I am both a scholar and an explorer. After that was just spellbook.
What was that it? Dagger.
Yeah, quarterstaff or dagger, which was the first thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess dagger. Surprised we don't get ranged weapons for wizards, but okay.
No, do you know why?
Why is that?
Because rangers now have infinite cantrips that are their ranged weapons.
Rangers?
Ranged weapons. Their spells are.
Oh.
Your fireball is your ranged weapon.
Okay.
That's the idea. Is because it no longer, you no longer have unlike 3rd edition where you can only use so many 0-level spells. you now can use that over and over. It is basically, I don't need a crossbow, I can fireball.
Yeah.
That's the kind of concept behind it. It's, which I love, because it makes it where, as a wizard, you always feel like you can do magic. Even when you're down to just doing the equivalent of a normal weapon attack, it feels like magic. Alright, is that finish you off?
Yeah, I think that's all my stuff.
Very good, sir. I look forward to having you again. It's been a while since I've also not been running games outside of what I've been filming. It was fine at first, but then when I got too busy for that, yeah, it's been a bit.
Yeah. So we've I've at least chosen a pretty simple character goal as far as going and investigating to try to figure out what's going on with the mysteries of the Underdark.
I mean, it ties you into the story and moving around, yeah. But definitely is something that I can play with as I please. Otherwise, yeah. So he was the last to build a character. We now have all 4 of our characters. All of them have sort of something. Some of their backgrounds are a bit more fleshed out than others. Some of them have stated that he is an open book.
Austin?
Yeah.
I'm a storm sorcerer.
Yeah. By the way, with you, I actually have to check. What gender are you?
Male.
Male? Okay. It's like, if we play enough games, that will actually not always be the case with you, unlike the other 3 where that has been exclusively.
Yeah, no, I play girls.
Yep, no, I do too. It's just like, sort of the DM habit is, it's fine, I'll play whatever I want. But yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, no, Henwick's a dude.
Yep. Otherwise, yeah, so next time we'll actually be starting session 1, and some of the stuff that was part of the introduction will, of course, be gone over again in that as well, just as being able to interact with it happening, a little more details now that we know someone's getting dragged in with them, and other things that are happening that are changing things up with that initial introduction of the people returning. So we'll go through all that in session 1 next time. Thank you for watching, and join us for that. Bye.